CAA feature. Oh, bro. Yeah. CAA feature.
Yeah,
Growing up in the Burton household, football was part of your identity. Frank Burton Jr. played baseball and football at Delaware State, and in 2000 was inducted into the Hornets Hall of Fame. He passed his love for athletics, especially football, on his two sons, Frank Burton III and Raya Burton.
We'll come home from church, like got the Sunday ticket, NFL Sunday ticket going on, NFL Red Zone going on. If we couldn't make it home, he had it going on in his office at the church. So, I mean, like.
Football was a huge part of Frank's life because in his nickname, the only nickname that I call him is halftime. And that's because he was born at the halftime between the Dallas Cowboys and a Cardinals game.
Although their dad loved football, playing organized football was off limits for the boys. So instead, the boys would play baseball, basketball, and track, but always find time to play football in the backyard.
Since we were like 5 or 6,
We used to always
we
play
were playing in the backyard.
So like,
any way, any time, we just try to find any way to like play outside.
Frank is the reason why Zach is so fast. Because when Zach didn't want to go out there, Frank would put him, "You're gonna run this ball again," and he would chase him. And Frank couldn't catch him.
To be like honest, I was usually the bully. Like I would always be the aggressor. Where Riot, when he'll explain it to you, he was more intelligent. He was more wise because a couple of bumps, you know you're gonna try to avoid that. You're gonna try to be a little bit more smart to get that.
I'll just sit back and really analyze something, and then I'll think about it, come up with a conclusion about it, and then I'll give my spiel on it.
The brothers were finally able to step into an organized game together when Frank was a sophomore in high school and Raya a freshman. However, their time together was short-lived. After just 3 short years of high school ball, it was time for Frank to go to college. And wanting the big college experience, Frank decided to go to Muncie, Indiana to play for Ball State.
I didn't have a lot of offers. I had a lot of FCS offers, but I really wanted to be in a bigger program and really feel that college experience, with the big stadium, all the fans, and I wanted to have that and experience that, so I felt like Ball State was my best option.
When it was time for Raya to go to college, he too was itching for something different than Delaware.
I decided on Virginia based off of like when you go down there, it's kind of like, oh, like this is like the place to be. Like it was a very like captivating place. Like you go down there, it's like wow, like it's very breathtaking. I just kind of wanted to get away from home and expand my horizons, learn new things, because everything I knew basically was just Delaware.
But the Division I football experience didn't turn out to be what Frank had thought it would be. Being 650 miles away from home was beginning to take a toll on him, and he decided that he wanted to try to come back home.
Once I realized I was there, I noticed I was missing everything back home. Like everything back home was here. Like it was here the whole time. Like everything that I wanted was here. So that's what made me kind of like change my mindset as I began to open my horizons and understand like different like experiences with like this college and my life. So it made me change a lot about my perspective.
So he called me up and he said, "Dad, I'm thinking about transferring." I said, "Listen," I said, "I know that you pray and I know that you think about things through." I said, "But nobody's guaranteed to give you what you have here, a full scholarship plus the money, the cost of attendance." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm gonna support you." I said, "But when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna have to look at yourself in the mirror." And so we put everything in. The next day he had 5 full scholarship offers, and University of Delaware's flying in a snowstorm out to go talk to him.
Raya, all the way in Charlottesville, Virginia, was having the same feelings his brother was. So he decided to enter his name into the transfer portal and found his way back to Delaware.
I had to make a few decisions to see where I wanted to go with my life, whether I could just stay there and just be a part of the team or actually go somewhere and like contribute to a team. So I had decided this past winter of 2018, that I was transferring. So once I transferred, Frank, he like hit me up immediately. It was like, "Hey, you should come back home. Like we could really do this thing. We could do something special." And kind of like very, very, very briefly, like, shopped around and see where I could end up, and then talking to my family, and the family's like, nah, your best decision to come back home, and I can't regret it ever since.
And just like that, after 3 years apart, Frank and Raya Burton found each other back on the same field, just miles from where their journey started.
It's just wild thinking about it, like, just sitting back and actually, like, taking time to think about it. I mean, the past 2 years being in Virginia, I'm just, like, sitting there like, oh, like, this is cool. Like, I've experienced some, like, great things at Virginia. It's like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm calling my brother, like, we just did this. But it's like, you're not here. But, like, now, like, we doing stuff together, like the win at Rhode Island, triple overtime. Never been in a game like that ever in my life. But to be in that game with my brother, like, it was just crazy. It was very ridiculous.
It's cool to go to the big school. Everybody wants to go to the big school because you want to be wanted. But don't discount the family value, because it's not about homesick and just wanting to come home. Frank told me, he said, Dad, I have FaceTime, we have emails. He said, but I miss the personal touch. I miss when you sit me down and you look me in the eye and you touch me on the shoulder and you tell me everything's gonna be okay. So we missed that.
For me, it was exciting. It gave me a rush. It gave me like goosebumps because, like you said, 3 years, like the last time we played was the semifinals in Smyrna, like my senior year. So it's been a long time even being on the same field or arena with my brother. So being in practice is exciting. It's exciting. Just having each other, we just feed off of each other's energy and just having that go back again. Like it's a great feeling to have, like exhilarating.